loves what I got. Don't start a riot.
Wow.
You'll feel it when the dance gets hot. What I got.
Are we going to get a copyright infringement for this?
Probably. Get it for everything else on the friggin' planet. Wait for our peeps to start showing up and we'll get the show smoking and jumping. So I almost did a Humpty Hump lyric, but we'll probably get hit for that too.
For sure get hit for that. Hey guys.
Humpty Hump's my name.
Hey Sean, nice to see you. Jared, nice to see you. Trevor, love to see the Haynes in the house.
Trevor, the Haynes, what's up, Haynes? Sean, we got more people. Oh, we got 20 people. People are flooding in.
Hey, Sherry, nice to see you.
Brittany.
Brittany, nice to see you.
My
Hopefully Mike's
peoples.
there too. Ooh, look, we got two
peoples.
Haynes in the house at least.
We got double Haney. Ed Haney, how are you, sir? Stephanie Savinkoff, hello. Mike
yep,
Daniel,
two
Dr.
Natasas
Baker,
in the house,
PhD, Dr. Baker. Patrick Turner, hello. You didn't get text. Patrick, I didn't get the text out. But you're here, so that's sometimes.
AJ, nice to see you.
I may have dropped the ball. Big like a
Allison's
pickle.
already drinking. I love that. Me too.
Hold on, we'll go. Let's go to Maine. Is shit a bit bang boom? There it is. It worked this time.
And here's our layered drinks.
See how layered it is.
But you definitely want to mix
This
those up
drink-
away from the microphone.
This drink
because
has
booze is on the
strata.
top.
Strata it has, ladies and gentlemen. That's a geologic term. It's also a statistics
Not
term.
anymore.
I believe it's also a stratomatic basketball term, going way back into the long ago days with Dr. Daniel Baker, PhD. Many afternoons were whiled away in Sheboygan playing stratomatic basketball, a statistical simulation of NBA basketball made before there were any good computer games. I'm not saying Pac-Man. This is pre-Pac-Man, way pre-Pac-Man.
But and Dr. Daniel Baker, PhD, says, but did you cover the fumble sig?
Did I? Yeah. Well, that was a different game, but yes, I did. We were taught, we were trained from an early age. You see a ball on the ground in football. You see a ball on the ground. Doesn't matter what's going on. Practice, game, non-practice.
Practice.
You're walking around the school. Somebody drops football. Boom! You are on that football. You recover that fumble. That was Coach Sigler, my pops, drilling it into
Buzz,
our head. We have a whole bunch of hello, John Viscara, Joshua, Boz, goodness, Simorg, Steve,
Iceberg.
Sherry.
I definitely picked this drink first because of you, but also today is the day that we would have been drinking Dark and Stormies in Atlanta at DragonCon, so
yes.
I kind of had to.
Also, I would like to point out to those of you who
hey, Bruce Press, nice to see you.
Immaturity has no place in the modern grown-up mature world. This is how you properly mix a drink.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. There are things we might have discussed before we eloped.
The pneumatic forces of the bubbles causes a rupture in the space-time continuum of the drink, making the fabric of reality shift and the strata intermingle. And also, I was inverted. So, we have...
Inverted.
Yes, Allison, we want to talk about practice. We're talking about practice. We have quite a show for you guys today. Possibly the best show ever. It's possible, even though I didn't get the community text out, it's possibly the best show ever. Hey,
Jen Lundy.
Let's see. We
Nelson,
have
nice
our.
to see you.
Oh shoot, we already introduced it. Let's get up on camera. Siglock tail. It's like a Siglock tail in a lockdown. It's got a padlock. Batch 'em up, batch 'em up, batch 'em up. Yeah.
I think it's super important to point out that Sean Dyer has a special Siglock tail today.
Okay.
Which is a pint of Cherry Garcia of ice cream. Perfect.
Fabulous.
Whatever makes you happy. Let's do that.
I would be more than happy to join him in that, except I'm on a mission. I'm on a weight-cutting mission. I'm having a flashback to the wrestling days. I have set a goal to get down to a certain weight. I achieved that weight 3 days out of the week last week, so therefore mission 1 accomplished. Mission 2 is I have to average that weight for the week. The way I track it is you measure success by the average, each weekly average. If those are going down, you're fine. You don't pay as much attention to the day-to-day. But with having hit the goal weight, now I have to show that weight for the week. And I'm going to say that my lovely wife, we have a cheat day. So I weigh in on Saturday morning. That is the end of the week as far as the measurement system is concerned. And then I get a cheat day. Can eat whatever the hell I want on Saturday. And then Sunday I weigh in and we go. And unfortunately, between Saturday and Sunday, I gained 4.1 pounds. So that throws off the average quite a bit for this week. So now tomorrow I have to be at a lower rate, and Friday in order to make weight. And as a former wrestler, when you set your mind on making weight, it becomes a big deal. So there we go.
We did do another thing. I'm not sure if we've talked about this yet. In an effort to keep Scott happy with that goal, he's, as you guys know, he's closing in on the end of the 2 GFL properties. We're about to start audiobook recording here pretty soon. Woohoo! But if you guys are writers or if you know writers, it's a particularly difficult moment in the finishing of the book where any creator, Scott is typical in very, very few ways. This is one of them. Every creator I've ever talked to, right when they have to put down their creation forever and like commit it to print, it gets very hard. It gets very difficult to like stop futzing just a tiny bit better, just a tiny bit better, just a tiny bit better. And this is the stage that he's at with the Stone Wolves. And
Wade stood in the house. What's up, Wade?
So I'm doing whatever I can.
Comments. Yo.
Whatever I can to help him stay focused and excited. And this weight goal is one of those things that's sort of a like a parallel distraction, right? He can work on that while he's not working on the book. So one of the things that we did, which is turning out to actually help me lose weight too, which is crazy pants because I'm not trying at all, is that we switched from having 3 meals a day to having breakfast and then to having what we call family supper.
Family. Doesn't it sound lovely? Family supper.
So we... yes, exactly, Beth Copenhaver. Better is the enemy of good. It's also the enemy of done. So we eat our big meal of the day like we're farmers, even though we live in a tiny condo under the ground, bunker, whatever this is.
That's true. Everybody knows
sunlight.
This. Facts. Facts.
And we eat our main meal of the day at 1 p.m., and then we have like a little light snack at night or just a little fruit, or sometimes Scott doesn't eat anything, but what are you going to do about that?
We got a lot of wrestler comments in the house. But anyways, what I'm saying is family supper is great. Big old meal in the middle of the day. And then, biological processes kick in. And before you go to bed, sometimes there is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony movement. And then you go, and then you're kind of like hungry sleep and you burn off left. This is an old wrestling trick, and she sort of rediscovered it. Rob Otto says he gets cold sweats and flashbacks when Scott talks about, quote, making weight.
Oh,
Rob Otto is twice the man he used to be, and then some, because he wrestled at a weight that was much lower than he was back then. But he was... Rob was a solid competitor. I think it was 162, 156. I can't remember. Rob, let us know in the notes. Shannon Bethany,
Shannon.
hello.
Hey, Maria.
Hello, Maria.
Nice to see you.
Maria's here.
Rob,
Rob's here. The comedy has arrived.
Can I tell about the birthday?
Yes.
Okay. So
wait. There's a lot of birthday. Me and the boys go to Vegas every year for birthday. So
she's your 40th birthday.
Oh, but when you say, "Can I talk about the birthday?" I'm like, "Hold on, I don't want to go to jail." But go ahead.
Well,
40th
I don't
birthday.
go to Vegas. So
40th birthday. Go ahead.
So Scott and I had just started working together a billion years ago when we turned 40, and he said he, just as a challenge to himself, because that's, he likes to challenge himself, and I didn't know him very well at all, he wanted to try to get down to 140 pounds by the day he turned 40.
I think I had to cut 15 or something like that at that time.
Cut 17 pounds.
17, of course.
And he doesn't have those 17 pounds to cut as an adult, but he wrestled at 126. I knew, as you guys already know, didn't do very much sporting ever in my life. I was on an archery team, but I have bad kidneys, so I wasn't allowed to play team sports. So I say, sure, why not? As long as you're not going to 126, that seems too skinny. And he's like, yeah, it'll be fine. Dudes. He was insane. He was insane. He was like Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys. Wackos everywhere. Plague of madness. Like, I would call him and say, hey, can you email me this thing? And he would say, sure, let me go to my computer and do that right now. And then he'd text me back in like 2 minutes and be like, what was I doing? Oh my goodness, it was the worst.
4X, I did not cut limbs to make weight. I did cut my hair, cut toenails. I went 3 days without food and water in college once, worked out 3 times a day, wearing a rubber suit all over the place. Yeah, we snuck in sort of we were just at the beginning of the phase where there were weight cutting rules. And right in the beginning of, okay, well, if you wrestle at this weight when you start the season, you can only go down certain percentages of that. I think we missed out on that actually my senior year of high school, so we just got to cut weight all the time. So yeah, we did all kinds of crazy stuff to make weight. But it was all worth it, except for the fact that I'm supposed to be 6'4", 220 pounds, and I screwed up my growth significantly.
Dude, I can't
except for
even.
that.
Yeah, Ricky Berg, I'm not sure I've ever been 140 pounds. I think I went from like 8 pounds, 9 ounces, or however much I weighed when I was born, to like 145, I think.
140 at 40. And A talked me out of 150 at 50. But, 51's coming up. 151 at 51 is...
Why don't we wait until when you're 60? I'm in. I'm in. That would just be giving you cupcakes every day. Like, here, have this. Here, have pizza.
I will have gained the weight. Here's what we're going to talk about today. We talked about our SIGLERinPLACE. We have the GSMOAT. We have a moat full of sports. We have the GSMOAT, and we've got 2 fights today that we're going to cover. Did you get those counted up? Cool. We got those counted up. We have a few questions if we have time. We have a SIGLERfest update, which the amazingly talented A. Ziggler is going to give you in just a moment. And if you did not, Story Smack 42, which will go live on whatever channel you're watching on now, it will be live on September 12th, which is a Saturday, baby? Mm-hmm. September 12th, 2020, we will be watching the movie 42. Not episode 42, the movie 42, the movie about Jackie Robinson.
Starring Chadwick Boseman.
If you did not catch our last Story Smack, it is in the feeds on Facebook. It's on YouTube, still up on Twitch, and we went over Spaceballs. Classic movie from back in the day. We still have to get the audio stripped out of that. Oh, yeah. Put that in the feed. So if you don't want to go back and watch the video, it will be in your podcast feed very soon. And we're up to episode 30 in Nocturnal. The Nocturnal Throwback. That's right. The podcast where I repodcast the book that I did in 2007, 2008, where I wrote a chapter every week and then podcast that chapter every Sunday. That went on to become the hardcover major thriller from Crown Publishing, which is a division of Random House. Yeah. I think that's everything. I think that's the housekeeping.
SIGLERfest update then?
SIGLERfest update.
So you guys, this isn't really an update. It is informational. I'm now getting probably 2 emails a week saying, hey, flights are really, really cheap right now. I would like to book my SIGLERfest flight. And I have to be honest with you, I'm talking to the hotel probably every week, maybe a little bit less than that, checking in on things. And it's a crapshoot if there will be a SIGLERfest. I have to be perfectly honest with you. There are going to be things that I can't control at all. As you guys already know, you've been having that happen a lot. But the other thing is, there is each state has different opening, closing, reopening phase requirements and all that stuff. And right now, if SIGLERfest was tomorrow, we could have a SIGLERfest in Las Vegas, but I'm not sure that would be the right answer. And I have no idea what it'll be like in April and no idea how the pandemic will be doing in April. So therefore, our suggestion, our strenuous suggestion, as it were, is to wait until registration opens before you consider making any non-refundable plans. We have made a commitment to ourselves that we're going to decide by the end of this year, because 4 months ahead of time is plenty of time for you guys to plan, hopefully. But I couldn't make that decision today. I simply don't have the information to be able to make that decision. And I'm not going to open registration and then have to deal with the, paying it all back and all that other stuff. So please don't make any reservations until you hear from us. We promise you guys that we're going to make a decision by the end of this year, by the end of 2020. One of the things that we're doing, why we're making the decision by the end of 2020, is if we don't have an in-person SIGLERfest, maybe we can shine something up and make a virtual SIGLERfest like we've seen a lot. Like this weekend is Dragon Con, and there's quite a lot of virtual stuff going on. So we kind of see this SIGLERinPLACE kind of thing that we do as sort of a mini version of some of the fun that we have at SIGLERfest, but maybe we can shine something up.
I would like to point out that Simor just used a wonderful, wonderful term that I think we're going to steal. This is my term. I invented this term. Let's go back to the name. I just came up with a great term for how we describe what's going on with the cons. The cons have been scuppered. So ignore the chat room. Simor did not come up with that. I came up with that because it's brilliant, and I am a creator of brilliant, brilliant things.
Yeah. So anyway, I hate that that's our update, but that's the only safe thing I can tell you.
Yeah, dude. Kishore, we are missing you and Maria and everybody else. Dragon Con has...
There are so many people in the chat room
Hold
now.
on. I checked a potential spammer, and he's a real person, and I am delighted. Hold on. I'm going to tell him. I am delighted.
Did you just ask him to come back with 7?
I asked him what 4 + 3 was, and he just came back. So Amzad, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you here. Have fun in the chat room.
So there are so many people. The Copenhavers, tonight would have been the night. Maybe we have barbecue, or maybe that would have been last night. I'm not really sure. The last time we went to SIGLERfest, they took us to the Archer Studios, which was the best.
Oh my God, that was the best. We need a whole episode. We got the Archer Studios were awesome.
We would be seeing so many people in this chat room. So many people
very lovely,
now.
lovely
And
people.
it stinks. And here's the crazy thing. You guys already know this.
Yep.
We had decided not to go to DragonCon this year because of the deadlines that he's almost wrapped up. So we were going to miss it anyway, and I'm still sad.
Virginia, no, it is not Sunday, but episode 31 of Nocturnal, the free serialized podcast. And I don't have the slide handy, so I don't think I can bring it up. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Let's, living on the edge.
Yeah, go and see if you can find it. I see that Shannon is in the in the chat room now.
Hello,
Hi,
Shannon. Hello, Shannon.
I know that Sherry's
Shannon,
already
don't I look pretty? Don't I look pretty?
You always look pretty.
I'm easily placated by my wife. It's very, very easy for her to be like, just kind of pet the head. Or actually, you get like a brush, like the old Three Stooges, just brush the bottom of the chin. There you go, you're fine. That came out way dirtier than I thought than I meant it to be, which is strange for me because I try and take non-dirty things and make them dirty. And then, let's get into it.
Shannon says you look pretty and witty and gay.
You know what? I feel pretty and witty and gay.
Take it. That's nice.
I think things are going to go my way, hon, is what I think. Mm-hmm. Here we go. We have 2 SIGLErations. If you have something you want to celebrate, if you want us to say, hey, it's your birthday, no. If you want us to talk about a new job promotion, you want us to give a shout out to some of your family.
You lost 6 pounds or whatever.
Yes. You can send that to info@emptyset.com. You email info@emptyset.com with your SIGLEration, and then on this cast, we will give you a shout out to what it is. So,
quick note, a lot of people talk about things that like, oh, my husband and I have an anniversary or something like that. Please tell me that person's name too, so that I know both names just in case, because not every married couple shares the same name. Things like that. That would be helpful. Sometimes I follow up anyway, but that would be helpful.
Yeah, generally we miss everyone who would go to SIGLErfest. We miss everyone who would see a DragonCon. Infectious diseases suck. They're never fun. I mean, the bubonic plague was a pretty good time, though.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Because I believe that brought on the Renaissance. The bubonic plague did, and that's why we have flight. It's true. Leonardo da Vinci invented flight in the Renaissance after the bubonic plague, and it's a fact that he invented it because there was also Murray Mistlethorpe who was working on flight ahead of him.
Hey, Jason E. Loper.
He died in the plague.
Jason E. Loper, thank you for joining as a first-time listener. This is probably, pretty par for the course. Pretty par for the course.
You know what?
But you can absolutely, you should come back every Tuesday or Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Figure out what that is for your time zone. We do this. It's simply this. It's goofing and hanging out with you guys. And that's kind of the whole thing. Tony Winokur, you can absolutely send in a celebration. If a divorce is a good thing for you, send it in.
Send it in.
Understand that weddings and divorces, they both take 2 people. So maybe,
For those of you who don't know me and just stumbled
sure.
onto this, first time, long time, or first time, we give away free podcast, a fiction podcast, a section of an unabridged serialized audiobook. We do it every Sunday. We've done it every Sunday since 2005. That's why you see the gray hair in this beard. You can go to scottsiggler.com/subscribe and here are all the places that you can subscribe. Again, that is scottsiggler.com/subscribe. Let's go back to the main camera. Ladies and gentlemen, we have very, very, very important things to do. Hold on. I do have to... 4X gets 10 experience points. Wasn't the bubonic plague a failed attempt at making weight? No, it was a successful attempt at making weight. Because if you could survive the bubonic plague and you could drop 2 weight classes, you were chewing iron and crapping nails, man. You were as tough as tough got. That's right. Because back then they didn't wear masks, so they were bubonic plague all over. We're not going to get into that. Here we go.
Apparently, we are going to get into
that. We are not going to get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a sponsor today.
Wait, we didn't do our SIGLErations.
SIGLErations. Hey, baby. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah. So we have 2. Not too long ago, we had a birthday celebration for a friend of ours who is in Gibraltar. She was on the cast. She was supposed to throw herself a 33rd birthday party. Did not. Her name is Sam. She's probably out there tonight already again. She wrote in and wanted to celebrate her sister, Cheryl Moore. Cheryl Moore is her sister and has a birthday. I think today is Cheryl's birthday. And I understand that Cheryl is probably the best sister ever. You both seem fantastic and lovely. And I hope, Cheryl, you have a great, great birthday. You guys tell Cheryl happy birthday. You tell Cheryl happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Here comes a big camera switch. Happy birthday, dear Cheryl. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
I brought that one from my diaphragm. I got it down low. Get low, get low. We also have another shout out today.
Oh,
another
yes,
celebration.
we do.
None other than our very own Monster Shannon.
Everybody do Snoop Shuffle for Shannon. It's her birthday tomorrow. It's her birthday tomorrow.
So, happy birthday.
She's in the chat
Happy
room.
birthday.
You can say happy birthday to her.
Darling. We love you. We miss you. And we hope you are having a good time. And we hope that all the food I did not eat today to make weight, you get to have because it's your birthday, including some Cherry Garcia
And
ice cream.
without question, nachos.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's got chips. She's got the Lord's chips, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Hey,
and
Howard, nice
I
to
see
see you
people
too.
in the chat room. Howard wishes you a happy birthday, but I don't think you can see it because our chat room is, we can do this. Boop, boop, chat. Now you can see. Oh, look, everybody wishing Shannon a happy birthday.
Oh, yeah,
you
on all
can
the other
see
platforms.
It.
Yay.
You can see it. I think our new fan, hold on, Mr.
Okay, so my brother Jude just came in and said, so sorry, Cheryl is not the best sister ever, but that's not a knock on
Aw.
Cheryl. That's my brother, so I'm blushing.
Mr. Zodka, we are in San Diego, California, in the United States of America. I'm not sure how you stumbled upon our show, but welcome. You should go to scottsligler.com/subscribe and sign up for the free podcast. You can hear this mellifluous, lovely, melodious, sonorous, deep voice every Sunday.
Hey,
for
Cheryl,
free.
nice to meet you.
We're happy to have you here, sir.
birthday.
Happy to have you here. Okay, back to Maine. Now that we've done celebrations, we got to do a little bit of serious business every week, every show. We do this on every Tuesday, Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 1 a.m. GMT. And we will do this as long as the COVID lockdowns are going on. We'll see from there. We do this to put a smile on your face. And part of what we do is bring up one of our sponsors. Our sponsors are nonprofits that are also struggling in the time of COVID to meet the needs of people who are affected by various tragedies, maladies, COVID, etc. And today, our sponsor is...
As the Colorectal Cancer Alliance.
Yes.
As you all know, we lost Chadwick Boseman over the weekend to colon cancer that he had fought for 4 years and died on Saturday, I think, or maybe Friday. It's a pretty devastating loss in a lot of ways. It's also really the reason we wanted to highlight the Colorectal Cancer Alliance is one of the things that's true, at least in the United States, is that he was diagnosed when he was 39 years old, and 39-year-olds don't even normally get screened. So I really, really, really want every one of you to take a look at Colorectal Cancer Alliance, take a look at the symptoms of colon cancer so that you know them ahead of time, so that if something absolutely tragic like this happens to you, you can do something about it. You can advocate for yourself and try and get screened early in that, because the earlier you get screened for colorectal cancer in the earlier stage, the better the likelihood that you'll survive it. He was Chadwick Boseman was diagnosed at 39 years old at stage 3, and that's rough. That's rough.
Blarg.
Anyway, the Colorectal Cancer Alliance will give you information so that you're informed in case any symptoms like that ever happen to you and you have to do a little more checking out of your health. They also support families, they support patients, they support research. And as Scott points out, they humanize and normalize and have a little fun with the idea of their message too.
Walk-in colon. And let me tell you something. I priced these out. You may not be surprised by this. I priced out a giant inflatable walk-in colon.
I am not at all surprised.
They are not cheap. And the maintenance on one of these bad boys. I mean, look, they got polyps right in there. You know, the maintenance on these bad boys is a lot of work. Also, I'm very jealous of this human's mohawk hair, which I can't grow. I'm glad you're an ally, but I'm bald and I hate you with all that I am because your hair is fantastic. Going back to the main. Here we go. Let's see. Now, okay. Oh, Becky, look at her GSMOAT. It's time for the GSMOAT. And I've lost. Oh, no, wait. I got it right here. Hold on.
Oh, Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, searchers of all ages, it is time for us to discuss the GSMOAT, the greatest sports movie of all time, the bracket. Let's get ready to GSMOAT. All right, here we go. Now, let's get into it. Let's take a look at the bracket and where we are right now. As if you're new here, if you are, say, a new viewer from India, if this is first time, long time, we are in the middle of a brutal.
If you're a new viewer and it's your birthday.
And it's your birthday. Oh. We are in the middle of a brutal single elimination tournament to decide once and for all, with no exceptions, Rob Otto, no exceptions whatsoever, what the greatest sports movie of all time is. And as you can see, we are well into the first round, putting teams or movies into the second round. Right now, what we're focusing on, ladies and gentlemen, is the West Division. And Tuesday, on our Tuesday show,
Julie Press.
I'm Zod. My name is Scott Ziggler. I tried to point that out by sending you to scottziggler.com. But I speak one language, not that well, so no, I'm not harshing on anybody. Anybody who speaks more than one language is superior to me in that regard. On Tuesday, recently, we had battles between Rocky and Beerfest and Miracle and Bloodsport. Bloodsport scored a minor upset, a 5-4 win, which has pissed off a lot of people on Facebook. The Belgians, and now the Belgians will try and sink the American hero of the Philadelphia machine that is Rocky.
I feel like I say this every single time we have a GSMOAT, but I love that Rob Otto is in this chat room more and more every single time.
He's a movie guy.
Yeah, and I love it. And he made a really good point. He's also mad about the matchups in the West Division, the second matchups in the West Division, because they don't make movie sense. But the selection committee is quite cute.
You mean the make-believe things they project on the screen that aren't real don't make sense when they're put head-to-head against each other?
It isn't that. It's the saleability. It's the marketability. It's the success in the marketplace.
Listen, bro.
It's the box office.
Listen, bro.
It's the, yeah.
Take it up with the seating committee. As you can see, the selection committee is in the bottom right-hand corner. I will say I have communicated.
And that's a really good point.
I have communicated
in
to
the West
them.
Division?
Oh, yeah, like the NCAA tournament gives a crap about where schools are actually from. Come on, Rob. Come on.
But we could fix it. We can decide.
It's too late. It's too late.
Silly selection committee.
The die has been cast. The lots have been drawn. There can no longer be any changes to the single elimination deathmatch tournament. It is what it is. And you can take that up with the selection committee. As you see, I've been informed, ladies and gentlemen. Let me blow this up real quick. I'll do this for you right here. The selection committee informed me. Hold on. It's all right. I got this covered. Boop, boop, boop. I just got to say, the selection committee informed me that this is the beach where they do away with people and dogs and cats and seals that badmouth them.
Oh, we have to tell them now that you mentioned it.
I've mentioned before, but real quick, hit him real quick.
You see the little GSMOAT goat in the corner there, the lower left corner there?
Yep.
There's like some little redness right down there, sort of plum colored. Those are entrails. These dogs were in Mendocino, in fact, this time last year. Well, no, last year. And found a newly washed up on the shore seal carcass.
I believe that the selection committee was actually out a walk minding their own dang business, and this seal carrier like or, which is animal talk for get off my beach. And Reese, that's Reese on the left, that's Squeaks on the right. Reese and Squeaks pulled a baseball bat out of the trunk of their car, and they took care of that business.
Oh my goodness.
And the selection committee would like you to know that you can say what you want about the seating and the brackets and the divisions. Sooner or later, you got to go to sleep. That's all they've told me. I don't know what it means.
Wait, and they'll
I don't know what it
you.
means.
That's what they do. They toot on you and they toot on me in my sleep, and it's so terrible that it wakes me up.
Maria D'Souza says, Amzad's going to be slipping in my DM soon. He may have a bank account that needs to be processed. If that's the case, it is what it is. If he's actually genuinely here having a good time, welcome, sir. Welcome. And Maria, come on. Here we go. Let's get into it. Now, we've done the sponsor. First of all, guys, we got a lot of stuff going on. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. Our leaderboard is very, very interesting. We have a 6-way tie for first place. We have a 19-way tie for 7th place. And we have a whole lot of people in here. So that means it's totally up for grabs. Even if you're down on the bottom, you probably still have a shot. Except, Undecided had Warrior winning it all. So yeah, you're screwed. You're out of luck. Warrior's already out of the thing. We have 2 first place players. This is very important. 2 first place players who have Any Given Sunday, one of our competitors, winning it all. So if Any Given Sunday gets upset, then that means that Any Given Sigler, which is at the top of the bracket, and mine with exclamation points, is completely out of the running. They have no chance. With that said, it's time to get into it. Here we go.
Before you do, Daryl Harris, when I sent that photo to Scott last year, he was working because he was at the Mendocino Coast Writers Conference. He was teaching. That's precisely the thing without the selection committee part, that he texted back like, it's their perfect album cover. When does that album drop?
Those are dogs from a coastal town that are getting ready to drop an album cover. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's time to get into our matchups. Let me introduce our contestants. Here they are. Match first. In the left corner, half animated, half live action, hailing from Hollywood, California, a number 3 seed and a multiple NBA championship winning MVP, and hailing also from the celluloid, older than everyone else in the entire room, it is Bugs, Bunny, and Michael Jordan. It is Space Jam!
Woot woot!
And their opponent, in the other corner of the squared circle, in the red trunks with the teal leggings and the red cape with gold fringe, and the delightful porn star mustache and a half-fro, it is Jack Black and the Chips of the Lord in the amazing wrestling movie NACHO Libre. These are the movies we have for you guys right now. A, would you like to tell them a little something?
Sure.
Let's talk about these movies, see how they did.
So, Space Jam first came out in 1996, stars Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, Wayne Knight, Bill Murray, Larry Bird, lots of other people. Huge movie.
Wayne Knight from Seinfeld? That Wayne Knight? Sweet.
Budget was $80 million. It made $230.4 million at the box office. And it won 1 Grammy for I Believe I Can Fly.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I believe I can dunk on Larry Bird and send his ass home, 'cause I'm moving on in the NBA tournament. Those are actual lyrics.
Okay.
Actual lyrics.
And Nacho Libre, favorite of tomorrow's birthday girl, Shannon, made in 2006.
2006.
Stars Jack Black.
Yep.
Pretty much exclusively.
Yes. Yes.
Budget was $35 million. The box office was $99.3 million.
Oh, so which one is a bigger success then? If you do it by multipliers in math.
Well, it's hard to tell because these are 10 years apart as well.
Oh,
I think
see.
Space Jam definitely had a bigger marketing budget.
Yes.
Definitely would be the more. So Steve, these are all adjusted for adjusted grosses, so that these are all sort of comparable.
Hey, guy.
But I think that's hard to tell, and I think this is part of what the selection committee. Rob is mad at the selection committee.
Shannon says, "Look at that sexy camel manteau." Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a portmanteau.
Nacho Libre also wasn't terribly award-winning, but it was nominated for Kids' Choice Awards, MTV Music Awards, and Teen Choice Awards.
Okay.
And that's still probably better than an R. Kelly Grammy. But
you know why an R. Kelly Grammy's no good? Because it smells like piss.
Ooh, this is a family show. Where's the goddamn square jar? Swear jar. I said square jar.
That shows I'm hip because I knew a pop song. I knew a pop song reference about another pop artist, even though I'm far too old for any of this business. Okay, now we're going to move on to, we're going to give you the winners in just a moment. It looks like we're going to have time for some questions. She has some questions set up, so
I do.
We will get to those in a moment. I even have a question graphic. I'm ready this time. I'm ready this time. Alan Sloan, you can't remember what you put in your prediction graphic. That makes me think it was a slapdash, haphazard effort where you just tried to fill things out without actually thinking it through, not recognizing how important this tournament is. It's very important. Here we go. Next matchup. In the right corner, wearing a very skimpy wife beater and working out a whole bunch and probably cut weight to make this, which means he was alive during the bubonic plague and survived it, which makes him as tough as nails. It is Mike. Is it Mike?
Steve.
Steve Prefontaine, the biopic of a man who beat all the odds and became a legend and then also died young, starring the messed up Joker that should have never been the Joker. It is Prefontaine and his opponent. In the left corner, with the crucifix spread in the center of the scene, the blue team in the upper right-hand corner, the kind of jaundiced team in the upper left-hand corner, starring Al Pacino, Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, James, we're not going to mention his name, LL Cool J, and Dennis Quaid. It is the NFL movie Any Given Sunday.
All right.
Let me turn that off. There we go. Okay.
So,
well done. Well done.
We did Prefontaine first. You guys all know I love this movie so much. One of the things I love about this is a tiny spoiler, just so that you know it. Pre doesn't. The focus of this is he doesn't win the race he's supposed to win. That's a huge spoiler, but it's such a small movie. It's such a small movie that it's still worth watching. And I needed to tell you that because I learned a lot. Prefontaine came out in 1997.
Okay.
Stars Jared Leto and
a young Jared Leto too,
very
right?
young,
Very young.
Jared Leto, also Ed
Freshly
O'Neill.
scrubbed. Oh, Ed O'Neill too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Budget was $8 million.
Ooh, not bad. Not simple. Yeah.
Box office. $589,304. And it didn't win awards. That said, you want to know, like, it will tell you a lot about me if you watch this movie, and I love this movie. I love underdog stories no matter how they turn out. I love great storytelling no matter how it turns out. Pre was made of magic, and Pre should have been the first endorsed Nike guy, but Nike didn't exist.
That is the box office
like
equivalent of, say, training your whole life to go to the Olympics and then having a terrorist event get in the way of the Olympics. I mean, that's a very bad, very, very bad box office.
So Any Given Sunday, made in 1999, stars everyone on Earth.
Literally everyone.
Al Pacino, Dennis Quaid, Cameron Diaz, Jamie Foxx, James Woods, LL Cool J, over and over and over and over and over and over, so many people. And it was made for $55 million and made $100.2 million at the box office.
Ooh, that's still pretty good bank, though.
The most awarded piece of this movie was Cameron Diaz. It didn't win any big awards.
Are you saying Cameron Diaz is a piece?
Cameron Diaz is an award-winning actor. For sure. She won a handful of awards, the most notable from the American Latino Media Arts.
I'm in trouble. Yeah.
And that's like, which position do you like the best? CEO works
You
for
said
me.
the best award-winning piece of this movie was Cameron Diaz, and I was just making a wordplay, but I probably should have left that one alone.
Anyway, so Cameron Diaz was well recognized for her performance here. This is also a great movie. I'm not going to lie.
I love this movie.
Both of these movies are wonderful. They, this movie came out before I met Scott. It came out or right around when I met you, maybe. No. Before I met Scott. Well before I met Scott. And I didn't, like I said, just said at the top of the hour, I wasn't allowed to play team sports, so I didn't really dig team sports, but I loved this movie when it came out.
I'll say real quick, I got to scroll back down the chat. Tony Whitaker points out Rocky did not win the first film either. And I would also like to point out, GFL spoiler. And if you've not read the GFL, earmuffs, and I'll take my earmuffs off when it's time for you to listen. So earmuffs, the Krakens did not win their first time out trying to go for the Galaxy Bowl. So, I mean, don't hate on Pre because of that. And earmuffs down. There we go.
I have no idea how to add a photo to the chat room. I'm not gonna lie. No idea.
You are talking to the what's the tech turd? You're talking to the tech turd. The tech turd does not know how to do a lot of things, even though we do a pretty good job on this show. Pretty good job on the show.
Maybe I'll send you the photo of the carcass and you can show it the next time.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do we have the votes? My darling, my lovely, spectacular, newlywed. Wait,
Dum, dum,
are we?
dum.
I forget. We're bride and groom. We're not that anymore.
We're definitely newlyweds. I'm not
We're
sure
not
how long.
betrothed. Betrothed was the word that tripped me up a bunch. We're not betrothed anymore because we're actually married, right?
Right, and I don't know how long you're newlyweds, but
well.
I think maybe 2 months is definitely still newlywed.
Did you hear about the two vampires that got married?
No.
They were forever. They were newlybleds.
Okay, want to give me your drink while you read these out, and I'll refill it?
Oh, she's gonna refill it. I thought she was like, give me the hook because that joke was so spectacular. Here we go, and let's see. We have him right. Okay, we have him right here.
Steve, I think he might be trying to, up his game a little.
I'm trying. Tech turd. That's right, Nelson. Tech turd. Let's go back. Let's take a look at our matchups. First, we're going to do this one. The contest between the number 3 seed, Space Jam, and the number 6 seed, the underdog, Nacho Libre, is no contest at all. In a unanimous decision, Space Jam wins this match 30-17. Moving on to the second round, it is Space Jam.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How can it be a unanimous decision?
Because there's always 3 judges.
Wait, what?
There's 3 judges. This is how boxing works.
I don't understand this at all.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've changed the name to Tech Turd. My former name for my incompetence with electronics and all things technological related was it was funny.
We grew up.
But it's we grew up a little bit.
We grew up.
Now
it's the right thing to do.
Now the one I think everybody's been waiting for. Everybody's waiting for the upset.
Thank you, Romano. Unanimous and 3 judges. I don't understand either one of those, but it's apparently the case.
Well, if you have 3 judges and they all vote and they all score the same contestant as the winner, that is a unanimous decision.
I get it, but we don't have 3 judges. It's a vote.
You don't understand.
I know. I'm not trying to be difficult, but I honestly don't understand.
You don't understand ring announcers. I don't care if you don't understand sports. You don't understand ring announcers. There's always got to be a walk-up. There's got to be a Michael Buffer thing going on. And you always have to draw out the drama of the final announcement when there's not a TKO.
Also, Nelson, just more kind. Kind and smart and true.
Here we go. And in our second matchup, because everyone is busting the announcers' balls over a unanimous decision, all 3 judges don't matter because we have a stoppage. At 3 minutes and 10 seconds into the third round, by knockout, in a score of 31-12, which doesn't mean there's a knockout, but who cares? By knockout at 3 minutes and 12 seconds of the third round. And moving on to the second round in the West Division, it is by a score of 31-12, any given Sunday.
Okay, I love the walk up now.
Oops. A is gradually being introduced to the world of MMA. We watch MMA every now and then. Boxing is fallen off the wayside for me after after Triple G, the split decision with Triple G. I was like, I've seen a lot of fixed boxing matches in my day, and those of you who don't know boxing probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But we've seen hundreds of boxing matches where the end was prearranged before the match even began. That was the final one for me because I was in a bar with a bunch of other people. People were super excited that boxing was a big deal again. We had 2 huge superstars, and Canelo and Triple G, and there was no question who won that fight. It was a split decision, so they could have another fight, and then they have another fight, and I was burned out. MMA, on the other hand, while there are questionable decisions from time to time, usually when one human being makes another human being tap out, that's probably, you can see that's probably not fixed. And these are just warriors. I would say cavemen. We don't say cavemen because we watch a lot of women's MMA too. So.
Yeah, and I was going to say I watch a ton of MMA with you, but there is less ring, like the real like ludicrous ring walk-ups, not the actual walk, because that's what it is in MMA now. It's them coming out, like Connor coming out.
Yeah,
and then
the showmanship is there, and that's fine. That's fine. But anyways, so now here we are. We have 20 5 minutes left in this show.
Sweet,
angel
sweet,
darling.
sweet.
Oh no, we forgot. We got to go check the leaderboard, ladies and
for
gentlemen.
sure.
Let's go. We're gonna watch this live as it happens. If I can figure out it. Oh, here we go. Bracket. You vamp, Sugar Plum.
I'm vamping. So I know, Shannon, you must be so upset that your man did not win tonight, but hopefully you have the Lord's chips and can cry into your Lord's chips.
Keep
I'm
vamping.
Not really sure what's happening.
I gotta.
Let's see what. I can give you guys updates if he's futzing with this to tell you that. We are vanishingly close. We are the little bit of time that's left until we are ready to audiobook record. Like not even a second. It's not even like a second in the scale of humanity.
It's so close. It could be a split decision. That's how close it is.
According to the 3 judges, we're quite close.
The 3 judges. It's a split decision. Yeah, the 3 judges split decision. Here we go. This is not a split decision, though. What I'm tallying up right now. Continue, baby. I didn't mean.
I do feel like so. I'm not able to check in with Shannon and Jen for this, but I feel since you put it on Facebook, it's reasonable for me to share. Shannon has a birthday tomorrow, as I mentioned.
Yes.
Shannon and Jen just recently had a wedding anniversary.
Oh,
and
happy anniversary.
For their anniversary, they had a chance to talk with Tenacious D.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, which is great because
Phenomenal.
Shannon's a huge fan of Jack Black. So what a great present and what a great thing. And it's so cute. The pictures of them, zooming with Tenacious D. So super
We
cute.
have updated the standings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the prediction. Let's go to the bracket. I found a way to actually do this where I did not show my fans' emails to potential spammers and potential people who would DM you in the Facebook comments. Oh my God, we have now a 4-way tie for first place. Game of Mao is number 1, tied with That Was Hard. Oh yeah. GSMOAT Leaderboard. And then mine is still trending at number 1. And now, baby, can you read this? How many do we have here? Tied
65.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16-way tie for 5th place.
I love it.
I totally got the math wrong on that, which will be a shocker to any of you who watch the show. Tim. Hello, sir. Yes, we're missing seeing you at Dragon Con as well. Alan, is there a link to the prediction bracket? Yes, sir, there is.
It's actually already in the...
that link
you can post it.
Is... you know what? I can go up here. I can show it. I just got to drop this. Boop. There we go. Here you go, guys. challenge.com/GSMOAT2020/predictions. If you guys want to go there, you can do that. Hopefully you can see this because that's the best I can do for you right now because the tech turd does not know how to ship things. But watch this. Fancy Pants, our main camera, is now back. Baby girl, I do believe that it's possible that we might have some questions. We've got questions. We've got a man with a buzz cut saying you have to ask me nicely. And when we get him on cross-examination, Tom Cruise is going to send him to the gulag because the gulag is where you go when you are an American officer who does something horribly wrong. You go to the gulag. You can't handle a question. Which, let's be honest.
I love this. I didn't know.
Let's be honest. That performance was legit.
Oh, this whole thing, though, because I didn't know that you had made a new questions window. And earlier in the in this cast, I said I strenuously object, which was, a pre-callback, a pre-back.
Yes.
A pre-call.
You guys, at some point, we're going to gather all of the question songs, and we're going to put them into a mixtape. And then if you want to send the amount of money it takes me to make a mixtape and send a mixtape, and also my profit margin, you will be able to be bumping my question songs from your Camaro convertible as you roll down 8th. That's right. You roll down 8th. We're going to take care of that for you. Baby, what do we got here?
So we have a handful of questions. If you guys have any questions, you can always send them to, go back to the main screen for a second and then lean somewhere. You can send them at info@emptyset.com. Marvin is waiting for your questions. You can also list them here. I'll ask the first one. Are the question songs on the selection committee album? Daryl Harris asks.
Yes, Daryl.
Actually, selection committee is the name of the album. Oh, I guess GSMOAT is the name of the album.
We'll take the GSMOAT off. But yes, that was a wonderful question. Joe Mileto says, "Where does he get all these wonderful questions songs?" That's a good. They come straight. They come straight from the noggin. It's called freestyling. All the kids are doing it. The Utes freestyle, and hello fellow Utes, I am now going to freestyle the rap game. Is what I'm going to do. Baby, do we have some questions?
We do. I will also tell you guys, it's getting hotter and hotter in California. It's supposed to be hot this weekend. And when I did that, I was like, oh, he's a little,
I'm schwitzy.
A little bit, yeah, a little hot. Okay. Earlier this month, Beth Copenhaver, who is in the chat room today, asked, what are Mr. Biznaz's hobbies?
Oh, my God.
Must be the money.
What are Mr. Biznaz's hobbies? Well, I don't know. Mr. Biznaz's sexual preferences. I don't know his persuasions.
Oh, he has none.
Which way he swings, or if he swings all the ways. I do know that Mr. Biznaz, his hobbies are about tapping that ass, laying down that woodwork, taking the skin boat to Tuna Town. That's what Mr. Biznaz is all about. He's all about getting his, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about getting mine, know what I'm saying, player? Hate the game, don't hate the player.
You know what his sexual preference is?
What?
He takes all comers.
That's maybe even better than the vampire Newlybloods joke. I'm not sure. Pretty good, though. All right, baby. What is our next question now that I've dragged the show into the gutter? Because this is a classy show. This is a Hugo-nominated show and a Nebula-nominated show. Also, it's probably won 4 or 5 Locuses, but I couldn't tell because of Siglocktails all the time. The awards come, they go. I don't pay attention. It's like people just throwing awards in my face.
I would like to say I've gotten 60 experience points from Dan Baker during this very podcast, and I have no idea. I have no idea what to do with experience points, though. But I appreciate them. Let's see.
All right.
Daniel Ball asks both of us, who is your favorite Sigler character? And there's a part 2, which is
yes.
What is your favorite Sigler story? Which I think we might have answered before.
I think we'll answer we'll try and keep this succinct, because that is what we do in literary circles. And A's mentioned her favorite many times.
Definitely Redman.
Yes, Redman. Mine changes all the time. My usual favorite character is Pookie Chang, because Pookie Chang is the person who has the perfect comeback at all times, the same one that you would have thought of 3 days after you needed that perfect comeback, except, as I often tell people, I have a month to come up with the perfect comeback, and Pookie Chang in his voice comes up with it right away. So I love Pookie Chang. Everybody likes Pookie Chang. He remembers details about people, which is something I'm horrible at. I'm terrible at that. So I would like to be Pookie Chang. As far as but right now,
do you want me to do my character?
Yep.
My favorite character, without reservation, is John Tweedy. I think John is sort of the basest version of a good human. He is rough around the edges.
That's a good point.
But he always does the right thing. And the right thing sounds like an easy thing to know, but it never really is. The right thing depends on the situation you're in. And I always remember there's a scene, spoiler alert, you guys. There's a scene, I won't name the other characters, but if you've read it, you will know it. And if not, maybe I won't ruin it for you. There's a scene where John is in a restaurant kitchen, and he is sitting on the counter, and there are 2 people who are essentially in a position where one person could kill the next person, could shoot the next person. And John is sort of like, what do you want me to do? Want me to kill him for you? You don't seem like the guy who could kill a guy, but I'll kill him for you.
You want me to kill him for you? Because I'll kill him for you if you want me to.
I mean,
but also,
if
this
not,
chicken's delicious, so I would like eat my chicken too.
Right.
It's okay.
And he's like this, like, he's like, you're my man. I'm here for you. But I'm not sure you want to do this. If you want it done, but you can't do it, I'll do it. But you gotta want it done. Also, he has a bearded ear.
Yeah, he does have a bearded ear.
So I love
also,
that.
4X, I think, Just Don't Spill My Bear is much more interesting. I would like to point out...
Do you have a favorite?
I do.
Now?
I think my favorite character now is my favorite... I want to say... Let me see if this works. My favorite character now And this is by no means a capitalist commercial plug for the upcoming novel The Stone Wolves by New York Times bestselling author Scott Ziggler and J.C. Hutchins. A GFL novella. By no means is this a capitalist push, but I believe one of my possible new favorite character is named Beans.
Oh, yeah. Beans is great. Yeah.
Beans might be my favorite character.
I will tell you guys this, too. Earlier during this episode, I was sort of talking about not just Scott, but other writers, other creators I know it's difficult for them to put down finally a creation. And another thing that's true of Scott and other writers I know and other creators I know is they can't. This is what Scott is currently working on right this minute, and it's hard to get outside because. It's hard to get outside and pick a different favorite novel because why would he work this hard on not his favorite novel, kind of. Tim Legauer, you make a really, really, really good point. Denver is absolutely my most quotable. Absolutely my most quotable one.
Wait. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah. Is absolutely my most quotable one. But I love John's, I love John's like big, clunky, great heart.
As far as favorite story, gosh, it changes a lot. Because I hate all of them as soon as I'm done with them. Because then I go back and look at them and like, oh, I could have done this. I could have done this. I could have made this so much more concise and tight. So, God, I think right now my favorite is probably The Rookie, simply because having been reminded of the role Jackie Robinson played in the American culture and in the world culture, and so much of that book was based on the realization that the world I experienced as a teenager playing sports against other schools and then going to college and wrestling against other schools, that experience was precious and special and not at all normal. And there was a huge swath of our history that I was sort of vaguely aware of, but never really understood, that there were a huge number of Americans who were just simply not allowed to compete at the same levels I competed because of the color of their skin, and because they identify as female. Mm-hmm. So I still think I go back to The Rookie because I do believe that we hate each other now so much, and we all look almost exactly alike. When we do finally meet alien races, this is not going to be some Gene Roddenberry happy-go-lucky, hey, let's all get together on the bridge because we're all basically human, and there's no money either because we don't need that anymore. That's never going to happen. It's going to be brutal. We're going to slaughter other sentient beings, and, so, yes.
Steve Rickenberg asked a question. Okay. I'm not sure but if we can answer, but I wanted to make sure you saw it, which is, who is that on the cover of the Stone Wolves? Are we allowed to talk about that?
Oh, Jesus, now I got to go all the way back to that. I got to go back to
all the way back.
Oh my God, you sons of bitches. No. The answer is no. I can't tell you who that is. And no, you should not know who that is. I will say that person is one of the Stone Wolves. That's all I can tell you at this time. That's it. That's all I got for you. That's all I got.
I will also...
Only J.C. Hutchins knows.
John knows.
John Viscara knows, vaguely. John hasn't seen the script yet.
Scott Pond.
Scott Pond knows.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
And L.A. knows.
And L.A. knows, but yeah. L.A.'s the image artist, and then Scott Pond designed that sick-ass cover. Good job, Scott Pond. Sick.
So, Tony Whitaker, I'm going to save that question for next time because it's a great question, but we only have 3 minutes left. It is a great question, and that's a much bigger answer than the 3 minutes we have left, but I will definitely add that to my questions list because it's a really good one. I will also tell you guys this. If you're if there's anybody out there who has not yet read the GFL, a lot of these answers in the chat room are characters in the GFL. And I get emails, I'd say at least 2 or 3 a month, where they're like, do you have any, like a list of recommendations? Because I've read everything that Scott put out and all the anthologies, but I'm not really into football, so I haven't read the GFL. And I literally have an email that I send to people that's like, here are comments from people who sent me an email just like yours over the last decade. And all of them are like, I hesitated, and I didn't want to read it, and I didn't care.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
And now these are my favorite books. So if you have not, I know there's probably not that many people in the chat room who have not, but if you haven't read the GFL because you don't like football, go ahead and try.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
Read the GFL, and Forex says he wants that guy's face as an emote on Twitch. I've not figured out anything on Twitch other than how to actually put stuff on Twitch. That's all we've done. Baby girl, it is. We are done. We are done with this episode, I believe.
Which is good because my computer just turned off, apparently.
Well, that's...
I'm not really sure why.
Because... like clockwork. That's correct. That is how we do it. Now, we have been working on our script, you guys.
This is how we do it.
This is how we do it. Oh, God, I love that song so much. I want to do a metal cover of that so bad. Maybe some fun music stuff coming your guys' way in the near future, but I won't say anything yet. Except I have a plan to dress up like Ming the Merciless for a video.
Tracy, it's not just football is totally accurate. It's also kind of not, as the series progresses, not really about football as much as it is about the rest.
Book 6 is...
So you're totally right.
Very little football. Ready, baby?
I am ready. So we need you. For any need you have, the best way to reach us is to email info@emptyset so that I can get your questions, your concerns, your ideas, your nonprofit sponsors, all that correctly slotted in. Please do that. Send us any ideas you have for SIGLERinPLACE, questions, all that jazz. And that's info@emptyset.com.
That is correct. And we will be back Tuesday, September 8th. That day is International Literacy Day, a day I invented in 1812. So we'll tell you all about how
I'm going to do one more Snoop Shuffle, though. That's for Shannon for her birthday. Also Cheryl for her birthday.
International Literacy Day 2020 focuses on literacy, teaching, and learning the COVID crisis and beyond. Learning in the COVID crisis beyond. You think I wouldn't need to read that because I invented it in 1812. Also, we knew COVID was coming. That's why we canceled all of our cons. That's why we scuppered all of our cons. Baby.
I will say, if you're a teacher, if you're a parent of a school, an elementary or junior high school or high school aged child, and you would like Scott to join as a Zoom classroom during this fall to give content to your teachers, or you're interested in that, please email me and let me know. Ask about that. Tell your teachers about that. Give them the info@emptyset email. We're doing a lot of that this fall because you guys are teachers. You guys who are teachers need help. You guys who are parents have kids who need excitement, and we're here for you.
You know what I'll do? If you guys want to do that, on the cast, I will give you the Patrick Rothfuss author Glower. Ready?
Yeah.
So I will
Patrick is such a nice dude, though.
He's great. I'll give the Patrick Rothfuss author Glower. Rob Otto asks, can Scott talk exclusively in foreign accents on this day? Probably.
I thought
Rob.
You loved me, Rob. So until then, we absolutely need you to stay safe.
We want you to stay smart.
We want you to stay science.
And for the love of science, we want you to stay informed. Listen to people who've studied things their whole life, not people who haven't studied things their whole life. Think about it. Think about it. And, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to kiss off into the sky, as they say.
Happy birthday, sis.
In a former pop song. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on Tuesday. We love you all.